What's going on, motherfuckers? What's going on, mother? Sounds good. All right. So let's look at this shit. So 3 days ago, roughly, I made a video called ODN is still spinning it like he's a victim. And you hear like some real original thoughts, some ideas, some things I was talking about that situation. And I got, 49 views, which is more than what I've gotten since my return. I got 39, 37 views here, maybe 27, 26. I got 49 views. I got a whole lot more views all of a sudden, right? Out of nowhere, and it just steadily is growing, right? 2 days ago, you got this y'all ain't no victims. And if this was the first time I've ever seen like this jerk off, this no beard growing jerk off kind of copy my thoughts and ideas, I wouldn't bother saying something. But obviously, this is 2 days ago, and this is 3 days ago. And some of the points that are being made, because I went ahead and looked at, and the only reason why I even bothered looking this guy up and seeing what was going on with him is because, I heard a little bit from Scotty and I was like interested in what the fuck she was talking about. So that was the only reason I even bothered with this guy because he's just fucking boring and unoriginal and just a drag. And he's constantly whining. And he's always the victim. It's for him, right? But in this, I talk about how ODN has spun himself and painted himself a victim for quite a while, and that's what he tries to do with all of his little enemies. He tries to do something similar with the same basic idea of what I did there. You know, hey, what's up? What's up, guys? How y'all doing? So I thought it was incredibly weird that this dude is watching me, obviously watching me. I think it's creepy because I don't watch him. I honestly like this is the first time in quite a while that I've even clicked on any of his shit. I swear I don't watch this dude. But I think it's very clear that he watches me within 24 hours of me making my video with a certain idea or portraying a certain idea of what, I perceive of an individual. He turns around and portrays the exact same idea. I thought it was just fucking weird. I thought it was fucking weird. Well, he might copyright strike it, and you know what? But even if he does, let's say he does, at least I was able to portray the idea to him. Hey, stop copying me. Stop copying my ideas. Stop fucking sitting here and just come up with your own original thoughts, feelings, and things. You don't have any original anything, dude? I mean, are you just a void on the inside? Do you have no brain capable of coming up with your own original ideas at all? I mean, you restream Eli, right? I mean, that's your big content. That's not original. You sit here and you portray ideas that are mine as if they were your own and feelings and personal opinions that are mine that you as if they were yours, you know? Yeah, I mean, you can't starve somebody so unoriginal like that. That's the thing. He thinks he's so intelligent with the way he does shit, but he's just a goofball that monkey see, monkey do. He doesn't really have that large of a following. This is what he does for a living. And he is so unsuccessful with it that he has to copy everything from everyone else in order to have any kind of even be able to scrape by a living. How sad is that? It's just terrible. And what's bad is he's even copying my original idea that was also about him. It included him in that thing where these people use people. You know what I mean? I just found it to be quite kind of funny that 24 hours later. So I know you watched my video, James. I know you did, and I know you copied my shit, and or copied my basic idea and kind of applied it to yourself and made it your own. I know you did that, and you know, granted, ideas are meant to be shared from one person to the next and things like that. Great, fantastic. I'm glad it helped you in some way, but I wished it would help you in a positive way. Instead, you use it as a tool or a weapon against other people instead of the way it's meant to be used, which is like, hey, stop fucking doing A, B, and C because you look like a fool, and here's why. Um, but the idea that you didn't even realize that it applied to you. He copies all sorts of people, but I just noticed that on that one, he copied me. I went over there and looked, and in the last like 2 or 3 days, and it's a day after mine was made. And then I watched him for about the first 3 or 4 minutes, and it's literally me, my idea right there that he's talking about. It's like he's copying word for word what I'm saying almost. It's pretty sad, pretty fucking sad. And I wish he would stop doing that weird shit. It's fucking weird, you know. hmm He does. He has no originality, none, zero. Oh shit! I don't even have any wrenches on nobody. God damn, that's terrible. I have 0 wrenches up in this. There we go. Now we got some wrenches. But I mean, I was talking about ODN shit. And I picked out a particular thing that somebody did really, really badly, right? Or somebody did like that would illustrate my point. You know what I mean? And or I felt like would illustrate my point. And I pointed out this flaw that a lot of people do that illustrates my point and put it out there. And he just takes this type of shit that I do and he fucking copies it. Yeah, he takes my shit and copies it. Let me see. Yeah, it's the real you. I knew I figured it was. Unless somebody fucking cloned your account, which I don't think so. No, that's you. I because I even the videos are red from when I watched them. So I know it's you, motherfucker. Yeah, it's you. I know it's you. Yeah. But, I just thought it was sad that he has to copy other people's idea. Like, Eli gets out there, and I think that his, you know, granted he may I think that they talked about his titles are the same as whatever, but his ideas are original within his streams. So even if he copied titles, big deal. If he wanted to talk about certain subjects and he gives his own ideas and feelings about those subjects, he doesn't copy the other person's feelings and ideas. You can't show where Eli's saying one thing and this other person saying the exact same thing, like word for word. You basically copy and pasted my shit, motherfucker. you know, you copy and paste motherfuckers' ideas basically. I mean, you may word them and make them your own, but it's the same basic fucking. You can't show where Eli did that. Y'all are some motherfuckers. You know. Y'all are some motherfuckers. Y'all talk about Eli, and then y'all do even more just totally terrible. Y'all copy and paste shit around here, around this motherfucker. Like he may get a subject from like whoever, and yeah, he'll get the subject idea for somebody, but when he presents the idea, it's his own thoughts and feelings and ideas on the subject. It's not like a copy and paste of the person that presented the original idea, you know. But way to let me know that you're watching me, James, fucking weirdo. Wow, or more probably more likely is that his little girlfriend is watching me, and because she's following me around because she's obsessed because she wants some JT dick or something, and so she said, "Oh, here's a good video JT made about a hate video about ODN," and she had him watch it. That's probably more likely what happened. Yeah, he loves me. It's fucking freaky. It freaks me the fuck out. That motherfucker needs to like get a life. Get get the fuck away from me. I ain't watched you in forever. Like go without watching me ever again and see how that works out for you, bro. I mean, why do you have to copy my shit? But I noticed that, my ideas seem to trigger certain people that's really meant to trigger. It should trigger them. It should make them change the way that they do business. You know, I pointed out that they like to, yeah, oh yeah, he loves Eli too. He absolutely loves Eli. I noticed that some of them it triggers. It makes them say, okay, well, they get triggered about anything that's true, anything that's in reality, anything that's fact or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. You would think that it would help them to change the way that they are, and they don't change it. You know that they receive the message because of their behavior alone. Like Odin was highly triggered about the fact that he used people, he uses people, and even if he doesn't like them at all, if they have something that he wants to use, that's what he's going to do, right? He's going to use them. It's just something that I noticed, and that triggered him hardcore. But he doesn't stop using people, right? He doesn't stop the behavior, despite the fact that it's triggering him. And why is it triggering him? It's triggering him because it's true. What I said is true. I pointed it out. I showed it to everybody. Everybody knows it's true. Okay, catering his content to his audience that just like him. And you know what? I think in real life they aren't like him, but I think that online they tend they change into like a different person. There's a different person there. If that makes sense. I think that I would say that online they're similar to him, but offline I bet they're nothing like him. Because sometimes like kind of like you know what is it? Uh, like the rage, yeah, like kind of like a split personality. I would say like what you're one person right now, and then whenever you drive, maybe you drive far more aggressive. Maybe what is it called? Road rage. Some of these people will get road rage. I mean, just because they lose their shit when they drive, does that make them a bad person? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Eli, exactly. But I think that there's a certain thing where like that person gets in the car and they become a different person and they get on the road and they become entitled and they start, and then that leads into this and then that leads into that. And I think to a certain degree, they aren't pathologically that way. That's not who they are as a person deep down. But whenever they get behind that wheel, they tend to dehumanize the other drivers on the road. Which causes them to elevate themselves above, which causes the next thing to go on, which causes the next thing. It's psychology. You can psychologically, create a situation. Oh, okay, yeah, Holly, I'll see you later, honey. You can psychologically create a situation, and they've had experiments where authority figures telling somebody to do something like shock a guy every time he gets a question wrong, right? And so they get to shocking the guy. The guy's having a heart attack and everything, and they're telling him to shock the guy. He got the question wrong, and they keep on doing it because the authority figure is telling them to. I mean, you can do these terrible things. All these people in the world. There's a lot of people in the world that can do these terrible things because they're being told to do them, or for whatever reason. And it's not necessarily because that's who they are as a person. It's just like they just have this way to say, "Oh, well, the authority figure said I could do it," or they thought they weren't going to get in trouble for it, so they just did whatever they wanted. I mean, there's a lot of experiments and stuff that psychologically would scare you about the way the human brain works. Man, it's crazy. You would view it as insanity. I mean, but it may be something that you even possess or anybody can possess. I mean, it's very maybe everybody possesses. People can be scary. People can be really really messed up. And they could be born that way, and that's just the way that they are. You know, it's very scary. You just never know who's going to do what. But I think it's pretty sad that this guy is such a copycat. That he does like he has no real content of his own. It's just sad. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. It's New Year's Eve. I got shit to do. I gotta head back into town and hang out with family and shit. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. But I just wanted to point that out while I had a chance. And because I happened to run across it and I was like, what the fuck? And I hope everything goes wonderful for everybody. Peace out, guys.